Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to review the trailer for the 1986 film called Transformers the Movie. Now, this Transformers movie was in animation, so they did not take the Transformers into the live action at that time. But later on, of course, they would. But at the time, people were content with the cartoon format of the Transformers. They didn't necessarily desire or overly desire to see the Transformers in the live action yet. Because if the cartoon animation stuff is so good, then it will keep the fans satisfied. But eventually, fans do crave to see iconic cartoon pictures and series in the live actions. So, and there are too many numerous great cartoons that people want to see made in the live action. So, this Transformers movie, in which I had already saw, but I couldn't remember watching the old trailers. The movie, of course, was about a lot of change, new arrivals and new Transformers and death. So a lot of Transformers were killed in that movie where they had actual deaths. A lot of new Transformers appeared in that movie in which we had never saw them on the cartoons earlier in terms of on the cartoon series. So the trailer introduced new characters. It didn't show the story. It didn't show any deaths. So they kept that from the fans. They kept it as a shock. But when the movie played out, like people were shocked when Transformers were killed in the movie. They were killed all throughout the film, and it was no big deal. But the fans like me was like, but they've never killed off Transformers on the cartoon series like that. Not so violently. They died from violent shooting deaths, many of the Transformers. So that was crazy. In the trailer, it's showing bits and pieces of the story which don't connect to something that you could say is something major. So they don't leak any of the storyline in the trailers. And I watched two 1986 Transformer trailers, and I couldn't tell what the story was about off of the trailers, but it looked good and action-packed, and that's why the fans went into the theaters, because they wanted to see new characters that they had been introducing us to through showing various toy lines, bringing out new Transformer characters from the movie, the Transformers, the movie. And people were like, cool, these characters look cool. We saw new Decepticons and new Autobots. So they were showing those type of characters during the trailer for the Transformers. And so we were like, and I especially was like, wow. When I watched the trailer the other night, I was like, wow, I didn't expect that these new Autobots and Decepticons would appear in that film. And it looked like they introduced a lot of new Autobots and Decepticons. And I thought that was cool because it expanded on the Transformers continuity and universe as far as adding more Transformers to the mix. I think they should introduce a whole society that consists of millions of Transformers, like they took over a planet or they went to a peaceful planet because they wanted to leave Cybertron's war-torn landscapes, and then they made a civilian-style life on another robotic world. That would be cool, but it's another story, I know. But when you watch good Transformers films, it sparks a lot of creative ideas in terms of what you could do with the Transformers as a whole. Okay, this trailer, or these trailers for Transformers the movie, as they played out, highly builds my anticipation for seeing the movie. In fact, when I watched the trailers recently, I said, I want to see the Transformers movie all over again. So the trailer does inspire people to come pile up in the theaters or in front of the TV sets to watch. All right, folks, let me know what you think about this.